Hello, grade 7 students. Today, I will be discussing changing fractions to decimals and vice versa. So, for our learning target, I can express fractions into decimals and vice versa. So, let us first convert decimal to fractions. So, here are the steps. So, number 1, set aside the whole number part, if any. Remove the decimal point and make the resulting number the numerator of the fraction. Next, to determine the denominator, take the place value of the last digit of the decimal. Next, express the resulting fraction in simplest form. And lastly, affix the whole number you set aside in step 1. So let us have examples. So let us change each of the following decimal numbers to fraction. So number 1, let us change 0.62 fraction. So in getting the place value of 6, so this one is in tens place. So therefore, to change this one into decimal, just copy the decimal number, which is 6, that will be your numerator, over the place value of 6, which is 10. So that is 6 over 10. Next, you have to check whether if you can still simplify your answer or not. So looking at 6 over 10, we can still reduce it into lowest term by dividing both numerator and denominator by the GCF, which is 2. So let us divide. So 6 divided by 2, we have 3. And 10 divided by 2, it's 3, it's 5. So therefore, 0.6 in fraction is 3 over 5. Next, 0.14. So let's again count the decimal place. So we have tenths, hundreds. So write again the decimal number, which is 14. That will be your numerator. And then your denominator will be the place value. So that will be hundreds. So 14 over 100. And as you can see, we can still reduce this one into lowest term where the GCF is 2. So divide both the numerator and denominator by 2. So the answer will be 7 over 50. So therefore, 0.14 in fraction is 7 over 50. Next, what if we have 3.035? So this 3 is a whole number, so we have to set it aside. And then 35, or count again the place value, tenths, hundreds, thousands. So copy 35, that will be your numerator, and then 1,000, that will be the denominator. So 3 and 35 over 1,000. And again, this one can still be reduced in lowest term. 35 and 1,000 has the greatest common factor of 5. So we have to divide it by both by 5. So that will be 35 divided by 5 will have 7, and 1,000 divided by 5 will have 200. So therefore, 3.035 is equivalent to 3 and 7 over 200. Next, let us still change the following decimal to fraction, but this time we will have repeating decimal. So 4.7 bar is equivalent to 4 and 7 over 9. If you want to get the long method of changing this repeating decimal to fraction, kindly check the Quipper, the study guide in converting decimal to fraction. Next, if we have 0.15 bar, the fractional form of this is 15 over 99. And then don't forget to reduce it into lowest term. The GCF of 15 and 99 is 3. So we have to divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So therefore, the lowest term will be 5 over 13. So 0.15 bar is equivalent to 5 over 33. Last, we have 1.45 bar. So the same thing as we did a while ago, just copy the 1, that will be your whole number. So that will be 1 and then 45 over 99. And we can still reduce it into lowest term where the GCF of 45 and 99 is 9. So we have to divide the numerator and denominator by 9. So the answer will be 1 and 5 over 11. So the equivalent fraction of 1.45 bar is 1 and 5 over 11. Next, let us now convert fraction to decimal. So we can use the long division or dividing the numerator by the denominator. So here are the steps. Divide the numerator by the denominator, align the decimal points in the dividend and the quotient. Add a 0 to the right of the decimal point of the dividend, then proceed to the division. If there is a remainder after the first round of division, add another 0 to the right of the dividend. And after that, lastly, continue adding zeros until the quotient terminates. That is, when no more remainder is left. If the remainder keeps repeating, stop and add bar at the digits in the quotient that keep repeating. That's it. Let us have some examples. Okay, so let us change the fraction 6 over 25 in decimal. Okay, so as you can see here, we can change the denominator into 100. So it will be easier for us to change our denominator to 10, power of to 10, 100, and 1000. So here, as we can change 25 by 100 by multiplying it by 4. So we need to multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. So that will be now 24 over 100. So what are we going to do is to change this one into decimal. So that will be 24 over 100 is equivalent to 0.24. So that will be the decimal form. But if you want to divide 6 over 25 using long division, you will still arrive with 0.24. Next, negative 8 and 3/5. As you can see here, we can also change 5 into 10 by multiplying it by 2. So let us multiply it by 2. So the fraction now will be negative 8 and 6 over 10. So changing it into decimal, this will be now negative 8.6. Again, you can also use long division. Next, 3 and 6 over 11. Okay, so looking at the first and the second example, it's different on our third example because here, the denominator cannot be changed into 10, 100, or 1000 because you cannot find any number that would make our product be equal to 10, 100, or 1000. So what are we going to do here is to use long division. So as we change this one into decimal, what are we going to do is to simply divide 6 and 11. So set aside first the whole number, which is 3. So as you divide this dividend over the divisor, so this will be now 6 divided by 11. Okay, so as you can see, 6 divided by 11 cannot be. So what are we going to do is to add 0. So of course, as we add 0, don't forget to put decimal point. So align the decimal point. So add 0 now. So 60 divided by 11, the answer is 5. Okay, and after that, multiply. So 5 times 11 will have 55. And then subtract. 60 minus 55 will have 5. And then again, if there is a remainder, you have to add another 0 on our dividend. So that will be now, we add 0. So 50 divided by 11, the answer here is 4. Okay. And then 4 times 11 will have 44. And then we need to subtract. So the answer here will be 6. And if we add 0, as you can see, it will just repeat by 5. And then by 4 again, then 5 again, and then 4 again. As you can see, there will be a repeating decimal here. So to write your final answer, copy the whole number 3. So that will be 3.54. And again, if 54 is a repeating decimal, don't forget to put bar. So this will be now your final answer as you change 3 and 6 over 11 in decimal. Okay, next let us have some more examples. Okay, so we have 8 over 32. So here, as you can see, we can already divide 8 by 32. But looking at the two numbers, we can still reduce it because the GCF is 4. So first, we need to divide the fraction by 8. So that will be 8 divided by 8, the answer is 1. And 32 divided by 8, the answer is 4. So we'll have 1/4. And we all know that the decimal form of 1/4 is 0.25. Next, 7 over 5. So here you can change this 1 into 10. But let us practice more in dividing this one. Okay, so 7 over 5. So as we divide 7, okay, so 7 divided by 5. So as you can see here, 7 divided by 5, the answer is 1. And 1 times 5, the answer is 5. And then you have to subtract. So 7 minus 5, the answer is 2. So there is a remainder, so we have to add 0. So as you add 0, don't forget to put decimal point, align it. So that will be 0. So that will bring down 0. So we'll have now 20. 20 divided by 5, the answer is 4. 4 times 5, the answer is 20. And then 20 minus 20, the answer is 0. So here, this will be now the equivalent fraction decimal of 7 over 5. So that is 1.4. Last example, we have 2 and 1/8. So again, we cannot change 8 into 10, 100, or 1,000. So what are we going to do is to divide 1 by 8. So set aside first 2, which is your whole number. So 1 divided by 8. So as you can see, 1 cannot be we cannot divide 1 by 8, so we have to add 0. So don't forget to put the decimal point. So 10 divided by 8, the answer is 1. 1 times 8, the answer is 8. And then you have to subtract. 10 minus 8, the answer is 2. And then add another 0. So 20 divided by 8, the answer is 2. And then 2 times 8, the answer is 16. And then keep going. So continue. So subtract again. So that will be 4. So we still have a remainder. So add another 0. So 0. 40 divided by 8, the answer is 5. 5 times 8, the answer is 40. 40 minus 40 is 0. So therefore, just copy the whole number. The equivalent decimal form of 2 and 1/8 is 2.125. So this will be your final answer. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you again on our next synchronous session. Thank you.